Your boy Chill Will, you already know what time it is. Xposed TV, we're out here with Joe. How you doing, Joe?
Good, how are you?
Great, great. It's good to meet you. Good to meet you. Joe is the VIP girl of the Lovers and Lakers club called Vanquish. You already know what time it is. So tell us what you got going on.
Well, we got a lot going on with Corporate Fridays. We have 4 floors to take you all up and down of an exclusive spot here in Richmond. We have the cigar lounge, the hookah bar, and definitely 2 floors of dancing. So we can take you around and show you a good time.
Let's show you how we do it in Richmond. Let's go.
Your main dining area, your main bar, and this section of Vanquish is supposed to be an experience.
Manhattan, VIP.
That means all night fun, just like New York.
Shout out to pretty ladies. Hey,
This is called Shy City. Just cigar lounge. Welcome to Chicago, where the wood is warm and the cigars are always lit.
Chi-Town's finest. Give a shout out to Brian, right? Me and Brian go way back. And one of the best bartenders in the city. Tell them about the Vanquish thru.
It's always fun. Just make sure to come holler at your boy. Always fun.
You heard it.
Xposed TV, it's your boy Ben. We doing it how we do big all day, every day. Shout out to the 4th of July babies, all the killers in the building. You know what I'm saying? Either you win it or you lost. We gonna make it do what it do. So enjoy what it is all day, baby. It's your birthday. It's your birthday. It's my birthday.
We are partying there. We are partying there.
We partying at Vanquish.
You already know what time it is. It's your boy Chill. We're Xposed TV. I'm out here with 2 gorgeous ladies, the RVA. We out here with Alexis. How you doing, Alexis? Good, good, good. Oh. And we out here with India. How you doing? I am good. She is beautiful. Look, this is how we do it. We out here partying tonight. Vanquish. You already know what time it is. Vanquish. Shout out to my homeboy Shiloh and all the squad. Look, man, let's go and do this, man. 804-202 now. What's up? It's your boy Chill Will. Another episode of Xposed TV with my homie Urban J for Urban J Productions, man. Shout out to Jersey, Philly. You know I already do that VA connections, the whole DMV. We at the 3rd annual Hampton, Virginia Reggae Festival out here at Buckroe. See the beautiful scene behind me. And what we're gonna do is give you exclusive footage from the show. We got all the legends in the building. So come on, take a ride with us. Let's go.
Hi, this is Emily, and that's Dante. Shout out to Xposed TV.
As you see right now, we out here live at the Buckroe Beach Reggae Festival. Boy Chill Will out here, all the ladies right now. As you can see, there's a diversity out here, not just black people, but white people all over. You know, that loves reggae music, the Rastafari, back to you.
Woo! We at the Reggaefest, and you're now tuning in to Xposed TV.
Why? I'll soon tell you the reason why. Come again, my yacht. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Urban J Productions provides all of your videography needs for any occasion or project. We specialize in TV shows, weddings, commercials, documentaries, behind-the-scenes footage, music videos, interviews, corporate events, photo shoots, baby showers, sweet 16s, birthday parties, fashion shows, family reunions, and highlight reels. You name it, we can do it. Contact us today, 1-267-218-2181. We're available nationwide. We look forward to capturing your most cherished memories. Urban J Productions.
And these two brothers are positive brothers in the community, and I really wanted them on the show mainly because they are both recording artists, okay? Let me ask you a question. I'll start with you, ASAP. How do you feel about the phrase where people say music dictates life or life dictates music?
So I just personally say I'm an artist, and yeah, I rap for the Lord, you know what I'm saying? Because my deliverance and some of the word usage that I use in my latest project called Gospel for Gangsters, you wouldn't find normally in the church. But my ultimate my goal is to bring God glory. To pull my brothers out these streets, out of these traps, out of these prisons, you feel me?
Somebody got to speak for the poor people. Right. You know, in music, you always hear, "Well, I'm getting money, I'm driving this, I got this, I got that." But where you come from? Where it start from? Everybody don't have money. You know what I'm saying? So I always told myself, I'm gonna stand behind it and I'm gonna ride it out.
Okay. Well, let me ask you, to all the viewers out there, how would you describe your music versus other artists out here?
I describe my music. I'm a motivational speaker.
Okay.
If you see your mama cry, she can't pay bills, you on child support, you don't have a job, no matter what the case may be, I just want my music to make you feel like $1 million. Make you feel like you want to go get it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm definitely against violence. You know what I'm saying? Black on black, so I'm big on politics. I speak, I guess it's got a different aspect look of life. You know what I'm saying? I just want people to realize. You know what I'm saying? If y'all know about Willie Lynch, do your research on Willie Lynch. And that's why we under each other, you know what I mean? That's why we take from each other. So that's basically what the song about, just a whole motivational song.
That's real powerful that you mentioned Willie Lynch, especially being the fact that address was taken here, right in the Cap City. The Cap City Trap City, that's what I call Richmond, Virginia, because it's a trap. It was taken, matter of fact, Willie Lynch, it said, when he described, when he read the letter, it said in the banks of the James, which could have been anywhere, but of course we already knew that Richmond, Virginia, Shockley Bottom was the basic slave port, where they sold slaves and traded slaves and things like that. So that's very interesting that you said that. What's your take on that, Marquis?
I don't think a lot of people ready for that Willie Lynch, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
I mean, you grab the mind, you got the body gonna follow. You know what I'm saying? Even though I want no pimp, I heard from pimps and different, the psychology of pimping. You get a woman mind, that's how you get them.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You get the mind, the body will follow. That's what they've done to us.
Definitely.
You know, and it's true.
It's a mental slavery. Definitely, it's a mental slavery. It's a lot of subliminal messages out there. But speaking of Willie Lynch, another thing that we have to realize too is, it was a system of programming from generation to generation to generation to generation. To give you an example, I was reading in the book, and what they would do is they would take the pregnant black woman and gather all the slaves on the plantation and slit the bottom of her stomach and watch the baby fall. Of course, the baby would pass on. But what it did was inflicted a certain type of inferiority in our people. Now, we wasn't, of course, physically there, but emotions are transferred through chemicals released in our body. That's when you're mad, you get super strong, or when you're sad, you feel weak, and of course, you're excited, you feel like you got a feeling of euphoria. So, it's a lot of subliminal messages, and I want to take the time out real quick to spend a special rest in peace to all the fallen brothers and sisters that just passed away.
Strong black men.
Thank you.
Trying to work together. But there are a number of people trying to put something together here in the city of Richmond, and we need to get together.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not young in age, but I sure am young at heart. Let me ask you this question.
Yes, ma'am.
Because a lot of times people don't seem to know about this. Do you know who the Boule is?
Oh, yes. Wow, that's an interesting question. Yes, I know what the Boule is. From my understanding, from my research, the Boule is supposed to be a powerful, elite, secret society. Is that the Boule you're talking about?
Yes, but I don't think they're any more elite than we are.
Wow, why would you say that?
The problem, the reason for it is because we're just as good as anybody. Nobody's stronger or bigger than we are.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't care who they are, what color they are. Nobody has the right to be bigger than any other man.
Yes, ma'am.
Nobody.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and you got to remember who you are. You're made in the image of God.
Yes, ma'am.
Himself. You put yourself out there. Never let anybody talk to you or talk down to you and say you are not elite, whatever that means.
Yes,
because if you're a person, you have the power and the strength to do whatever God has put you here to do. But the reason that I'm talking to you about the Boule is because most black people don't even know that the Boule even exists.
Wow.
They don't even know who they are. And they've been around since 1904. They were really around longer than that because those were the people who ate in the house, normally because they were the master's children.
Wow.
You understand
Yes,
what I'm
ma'am.
saying?
Yes, ma'am.
And that's why they only let people of a certain color into the organization. But then they had to have some money. So where would they have gotten money? They got the money from the massa because many of those slave owners really fell in love with some of the black women.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
There's so much stuff that is not being told. And so we live in a community, the capital of the Confederacy, and it still is that way because we have not yet learned that there are people in our positions here. The Commonwealth Attorney, what is his name? I forget what his name is. You have the mayor of the city of Richmond is in the Boule. You have Henry Marsh is in the Boule. You have Benny Hinn who just died. Benny, whatever his last name was. He just died. He was a state senator. He was in the Boule. You've got Bobby Scott who's in the Boule. And we keep following and putting these people in positions of leadership when they're leading us to the ditch. If the blind lead the blind, they shall fall into the ditch.
Yes, ma'am.
So they're putting money in their pockets, but you're not getting it.
Exactly.
The people who need to join together are those. And it's not just about black people, let me tell you. Just like you were talking about prostitutes. They just get your mind. The rest of you will follow. We need to wake up.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
This is not going to work for us the way we're doing it. You have to get rid of those people and put people in the positions that you can trust.
Yeah, I've come too far to turn back now.
Let's go.
I've come too far to turn back now.
Listen, the storm clouds, they be dark, yeah, and so do the liquor that we put inside our liver just to separate pain from our minds. Inhale the loud smoke to the brain. And my whites on the ski slope are searching for drains. We done all had tests out, the morning gonna come with acceptance of the one who lost his blood when he hung. I hate religion like the next man, that's why I don't kick it. He the one who covered me when the shots got to lick it. Head first out in the streets, man, I hated the beef. But I cook it even when it won't cold, I kept the heat. I trusted my gun more than my God, and he ain't like it. Learning how serious the spirit wall is. Crashing the tights, grace and mercy, that's my favorite. Right after salvation, the only way that I escaped prison with all of them cases. All things work together for good to those called a righteous man stepped his order, even when he do fall, because
I've come too far to turn back now.
I've come too far.
I've come too far to turn back now.
Listen. I was brought up religious, man, I come from the South. But now when I speak, the Spirit of God come out the mouth. Out my lips, I loaded clips and then got them food. Now I hit my knees daily, searching spiritual too. Straight out of Richmond, I ain't tripping, I run a G on the chicken. Now my life goes, the streets of gold, strolling, they glisten. Jesus saves, I'm telling you, man, what I do know. This ain't for no fame or fortune, for his glory I do flow. Understand what I'm kicking every time that I rap. In the name of Jesus Christ, soldiers come out the trap. The only blood I want to see was shed up on the cross. Balls of hope laced on the track to a people that's lost. This the end of the day. Choose this day who you gonna serve. You ain't gotta be a stat with your thoughts on the curb. Love covers plenty sins, and my God is love. This is deliverance for hustlers, those gangsters and thugs, because
I've been through so much, but I need a better way.
Chill.
I've heard there is hope when I call on his name.
So what's his name, bro?
So I said, Jesus, I wanna know if you are real.
I wanna know if you are real.
So if you hear me, I want you come take the pain I feel.
So if you hear me,
come take the pain I feel. I've come too far to turn back now.
I've come too far.
I've come too far to turn back now.
I've come too far. Check it out, man. This is Marquise, Diamond, and Anthony. We got a blazing single called I Know Why. The jump going ham. You can find all that on iTunes, Amazon, www.marquise, MARQUISE, Diamond, DIAMOND.US, man. Go download that song. Play it for your churn, man. Instead of all this trap music, all this faking these boys doing, most of them on these tracks. Play something that's gonna build your churn spirit out.
Let's start with the parents.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? Like, if you let your kids, they watch you, they grow from you. So if they see you acting a certain type of way, doing a certain thing, they gonna act like that too.
Exactly.
Or if you don't take the time to raise them, they gonna be in the streets.
Exactly.
They can go where they feel comfortable at.
Exactly. It's definitely imperative that we keep the hope alive, keep loving each other. You know, attitudes now, man, are just so short. People like short fuses just walking around like, people just going around walking and looking for trouble, and that's not the way you do it. And I was told that whatever you're looking for, you eventually gonna find it. But what we're gonna do is this. I want you to spit a hot 12, 16, however you want to do it, to the audience out there to let them know how you do it.
Alright, look. Kicking up dust, I'm speaking for the poor people. Digging deep, spin that here, go to sequel. Keep it real, I gotta make it, ain't no faking that. I'm tired of drugs, what's the way, Lord, please help me. Odds against me, lost has got me, time to lay it down. Thinking about my baby girl, I always crack a smile. Baby mama playing games, people hear me out. Messed up many times, now I'm getting it right. I'm only human, never perfect, never will I be. Why the government made the HIV? Why the hood made of bricks and I'm in the streets? Why the devil on my back, I'm always toting heat. That's just a quick 12. Go get that ASAP 301, Middle Child 3 mixtape, and they explain the rest of it.
All right. We want to definitely thank you for that, man. That's some hot material right there, man. It's good to just hear an artist that's going to the left. That's not following the industry standards of music. That's not following, what's the norm is and things like that. So it's definitely good to hear that. Speaking of MCing, this guy right here, he's a Richmond legend. Don't let him fool you. He's a Richmond legend. Shout out to DUC. You know, we got to give a shout out to DUC.
Yes, sir.
But now speaking of, now we want to get more into the agriculture part because I know you're a huge advocate for that.
Yeah.
But I want to quote one of your old lyrics that you said in a song called Holy Scriptures back in 1999. What was it? 2004.
That was a long time ago, bro.
Yeah, I remember because I'm a hip hop fanatic. But what he said was, "Disease of seeds feed their seeds Mickey D's." Now that's powerful because, well, I'm gonna get you to explain why is that powerful. Why is it powerful? Because you know, with food for thought,
Right.
what you put in your body either can enhance or disrupt your brain patterns. And can you explain that a little more?
Well, that line was, I was a young man, but the evolution of that conversation is basically our community, people of color, poor people, period, are usually in a position where they don't have quality access to good food. So wherever hood you go, whether it's in Richmond, Virginia, Atlanta, Georgia, Chicago, Brooklyn, whatever place you may find poor people, you're going to find plenty of places where you can get cheap food-like products, okay? So just like you might go into the West End or Carytown, and you can go to Elwood Thompson's, Martin's, Food Lion, and Fresh Market within a block of each other. You can go on Broad Rock Boulevard from Walmsley Boulevard all the way to Midlothian and not run into one grocery store. Okay, so in those hood areas, you got Mickey D's. Now ain't nobody gonna sit here and advocate for the health, how healthy it is.
Exactly.
But we know that when you're in the hood and those are the only places that you can get food, you're gonna get food wherever you can get it. So what does this do to your body? Well, nutrition deficiency, as in you don't get your vitamins and minerals, it causes cognitive deficits. You can't even think at your optimum if you're not feeding your body, your brain, the nutrients that you need. So, if you ain't got no green leafy vegetables on your plate, then your brain is not sparking off those neurons and those synapses so that you can think and actually calculate a critical thought.
Exactly.
Okay, so I might be talking to somebody and their eyes go dull. They don't even understand what I'm saying, and they can't formulate a response because for years they haven't even really been eating for their brain to even be able to have been developed at the state to be able to communicate on those higher levels of conversation. So a lot of times we talk about what's going on in the hood, and a lot of times, it's nutrition deficiencies. Now that also goes into emotional issues because if you eat in poor diet, you're more prone to be depressed, more prone to be schizophrenic, more prone to be bipolar. So when we talk about people being violent to each other, when you're bipolar, you got anger issues. You know what I'm saying? These are coming from a biochemical place. Exactly. It's not just because it's the situation that you find yourself in, but on top of that, you're more likely to snap.
Exactly.
Because you're hungry, and not just you starving, but your brain is not
for the proper nutrients.
Yeah, you're not getting the proper nutrients. So if you're if your body's in stasis, balance, and harmony, you're eating right, eating healthy, you're more at peace, man. And that's that's just common knowledge. It's on a belly full, you ain't trying to rumble and fight.
Exactly.
So that line comes from that, and that's part of the work that we do with Urban Ag, trying to increase healthy food access. Because no matter where you go in Richmond, if you go into Creighton Court, Fairfield, Hillside, Mosby Court, Acton, Blackwell, Belmead, all these places that black people find themselves in predominance, they ain't nowhere to eat.
Definitely.
You got bodegas with high fructose corn syrup. This is addictions, sugars, that got us strung out. You talk about crack, cocaine, heroin, and Xannies and all this type of stuff. People are addicted to sugar. You know what I'm saying? So they can't get enough of it. You know what I mean? So you think you're getting yourself full, but you're really eating something that's getting you fat. You're obese because you can't stop eating. You go through a withdrawal. You stop eating the sugar. You're like, oh man, I'm an emotional eater. I don't feel well. Let me go get something to eat. You're just filling your body up with bull in order to satisfy that sugar addiction. It's so deep, man. I appreciate you being on the show. There's so much stuff to talk about in that regard, but the main thing is that, we do need to be more equipped to work together. Start thinking about the power of 5 fingers making a fist versus slapping somebody in the face. It's more powerful if I hit you with a closed fist versus I slap you. And if we look at ourselves as fingers in a fist and we close it and come together, then we can solve these issues, you know what I mean, in a much more optimal and efficient fashion. You know, you working in a silo, he working in a silo, she working in a silo. When we recognize the bigger issue is that we in a system, we're at war, a system that is at war with us. When we realize that, then the little BS that we look at each other and be like, oh, I don't mess with him for that, or I don't mess with her for that, we can get past that ish. Because when you at war, you recognize I ain't got time for petty BS.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Scene 3, take 3, cameras rolling, and action.
John. John. John!
It's too early. Oh my God, what do you want? I hope you're not waking me up with this mess.
We need to talk about what happened last night. I feel our marriage is in trouble. And if we don't talk about this, there's no hope in us.
Sounds rolling. Alright, this is scene 31, take 1, cameras rolling, and action.
Why would I want a man like you? You're nothing. So stop tripping. Stop! Get off me! Stop! Get off me!
Give me what I want.
Oh my God! Get off me! Touch my shoulder!
And action.
Oh God.